amazing.
We haven't even like completed episode 1, but you know what? We think
No.
ahead. We think ahead. And we're trying out a new platform this
By
time
the time,
around.
yes, by the time they watch this, there will be an episode 1.
They
Okay,
will
I
be.
will
They
make
will.
it so.
And just to preempt you guys out there, if you hear thunderstorms, it's because there's thunderstorms out there, and it's okay. It's quite apt actually, because today we're going to be talking about postpartum blues or not, or postpartum
Yes,
emotions that happen right after moms give birth.
yes. So we both have recently given birth. It's one of the things that has brought us together, our babies.
Yeah.
Uh, so I gave birth exactly 11 months ago today,
Wow.
from the day that we did this. Achilles is now 11 months old and 11 kg.
Wow, so nice the number, 1111.
The reaction from God was so clearly very
I know,
satisfying.
you and you, yeah, the lighting, the thunderstorm came suddenly.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
how's it
So
been so far? How do you feel after
it
11
has
months?
been a wild ride, yo. I don't know. It's very daunting to think that because I have children, but I've never had them from day zero except for Achilles. So when he was born, it was very shocking. Not shocking, lah. I think overwhelming is the word, but very passively overwhelming because it felt like I've got to take care of this baby and make sure it doesn't die. And you cannot return it, and you've got to kind of keep it alive because if you don't, you get arrested, right? So it was a big thing lah that I was thinking about. But I was also trying not to be overly like a helicopter mom. I want to be one of those mothers that is just overly conscious about everything because he's gonna grow anyway, and he's got to go through some things like fall down or whatever. So it was very hard striking the balance between the two.
And
Yeah,
Cheryl's a little bit
but
different because in your case, you became a mom first, and then you had a child of your own from your own womb. And when you sort of,
yeah.
you're sort of that sort of person that sort of plans in a way. And what was initially ideal for you was vaginal birth, which turned out to be a long labor, right?
Yes. Yes. So yeah, let's go back to the beginning, right?
Yeah, man.
I was actually supposed to be due in the middle of October. Achilles, I went into labor on the 2nd of October, and I was in labor for 14 hours, and then I had to go through an emergency C-sec because Achilles' heart rate was dropping and I was not fully dilated. When they cut me out, cut him out of me, cut me up.
Boy, they did cut you up.
We realized it sliced me open. Is the term I like to use. So they
Big
sliced
cow.
me.
Yes.
We realized that I couldn't have gone through a vaginal birth anyway because Achilles was too long.
Shit.
So
Really?
he was a regular
I was
size
thinking too
baby,
big. His
but
head
he
was
was
too
too
big.
long.
It's too long. That's a first.
No, he was too long.
Wow.
And he was too long for my body. He's a regular size baby, but too long for me.
Wow.
So
That's a first.
that's actually also why in my 3rd trimester I was having it's like semput, It's like up here,
kesian
just
dia.
in my boob, and I was always like, I seem to have heartburn. I think I'm having heartburn, but it was actually not heartburn. It was like Achilles' leg because he was long. So when
Is
they
that
cut
even
me open,
normal?
they're
My
like, oh,
God.
no wonder lah.
Oh.
You couldn't, yeah, no wonder you couldn't have a vaginal birth. It's because he was actually too long. So that was why.
Okay.
The change of plans definitely affected me a lot
Right.
because I'm a producer, as I've mentioned before. I like things going according to plan, but clearly Achilles has his own agenda, which seems to be the dynamic of our relationship. I'll be like, I want to do this, and Achilles is like, no, I'll do whatever I want. I don't care. So it was it really affected me, the fact that I had to be C-sec. I had to have an emergency C-sec because I don't like operations. I have a very low pain threshold, and even though the C-sec was perpetually painless because I was doped up on morphine and oxygen, and I also had an epidural. The aftercare or the postpartum care of a C-sec is a lot more painful, I hear, than, a vaginal birth, because you've got stitches, and because they are essentially slicing you open and then stitching you up, and then you've got all this like postpartum stuff going on inside, but you also have to take care of the external wound. So it was a lot the first few days. It was so much pain. It was so much blood. And, at the same time, you're a new mom. You're trying to learn how to breastfeed your baby. The baby's waking up every 2 hours. And it was a lot. It was just so much. And this was even with like a confinement lady. So that's what happens when you have an emergency C-sec. Everything just kind of goes to shit. Okay? So yeah, but you choose to get sliced open. Like,
Well,
how
I
was
didn't
that?
really
Did you?
have a choice because my first baby was an elective cesarean. It was a surgery that I chose, thinking that it would be my easy way out, and because she was my first. But after that, the second one, we tried VBAC or vaginal birth after cesarean. We couldn't do that. Third one was automatically Caesar. I thought I was done. So the fourth one was automatically, the doctor said, we're going to be slicing you up at this and this date, earlier than expected, and all went well. So yes, I was, in a sense, prepared because I've gone through it like 3 times already. But at the same time, like, no, I mean, no matter how prepared you are, that you know exactly what time you're going in, what the procedure is going to be, but it still is different at every surgery, right? So for me, because I think I was just mentally affected only because, one, it was an expected blessing, and two, it was during the bloody friggin' MCO. And at that point, a week just before we were about to deliver, there was still talks about my husband not being able to go into the OT because of the whole COVID thing. And we were prepared to pay a little bit extra for all the hospital staff to be in their PPEs and stuff like that. We were, because I wanted my husband to be there. Um, yeah, so that was that. And but luckily the hospital policy changed, and they said, okay, as long as he does the COVID test 3 days before you go into surgery and he's all okay, then we can proceed. So that was a big relief. But yeah, coming back, we had no helper, and it was during MCO. So I actually had to leave our young kids at home while he had to travel back and forth. And of course, naturally, I'm in pain, but I miss my husband, but I'm kasihan my anak. At the same time, like, are they going to be okay without us there? So that was also putting a toll on me mentally, and also because, yeah, during the MCO, I was like, I had no income for the next for that past 3 months. So that was really, it was emotionally putting a toll on me, physically, mentally, and emotionally. So it was not the greatest feeling, receiving Elon, even though he's such a blessing. But damn, girl, postpartum blues is real, and they say that it's not, but it is. And whether I really did have the blues or not, but I definitely felt the stress and the pressure.
Postpartum depression or postpartum blues is, I think, very difficult to. I don't know if it's difficult to diagnose because I am clearly not a medical practitioner, but
Right.
I would assume it is actually kind of hard to spot in a way, unless it's really extreme. Because if you read up about postpartum depression, it shows you all these symptoms,
Correct.
but they are like very subjective symptoms. Like they say things like the inability to perform daily tasks.
Yeah.
So that's varying, because I could be functionally doing the things I need to do, but at the same time feel like crap. You know what I mean? And I could be feeling, feeling horrible, and thinking about, killing myself or killing my baby, but at the same time still like doing stuff for the baby or going to work or whatever. So you never know. So I personally think it's at the moment medically very vague to diagnose. And how many women have been told that they're just being emotional even without being pregnant, and then when you get pregnant they tell you, oh, this is normal because your hormones are still trying to get back to normal, that's why you're a little bit extreme, you're just feeling a little bit emotional, it will pass. So you don't really feel like you need to deal with it or handle it, right?
Or you think it's normal because memanglah penat. Because you're right, one of the symptoms that they have is extreme fatigue or exhaustion or irritable. You're irritated lah, basically. Yeah, yes, irritated lah kan, which is all under that same roof. You know what I mean, in that
Yeah.
sense. So you can't really diagnose per se. But yeah, you're right. It's you just have to deal with it because that's what moms feel. It's
Do
normal to feel
yeah,
penat because you have to wake up 2-3
yeah,
hours in the morning and stuff like that.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah,
So how do you differentiate normal penat than postpartum blues penat, right?
right. I think the only thing that I was probably my doctor did say or sort of diagnosed me as having PPD was when I was with Iman, my second child, and I think it was very difficult because I didn't have any family support, not just physically but emotionally. No one was there. My parents were so far away, and let's not get into the other details of the other side, but yeah, that was one. And two, there was a lot going on. My husband and I at that point, we were not as solid as we were before, and I actually threw Iman with the intention of hurting her with the like I really wanted to like diam lah, you know. She was so colicky and I
Mm,
diam lah, dah cukup, then da, you know. And I was going really bonkers and
yeah.
mad. So that was probably an indication that I was suffering a bit. But again, like you said, it wasn't. It was more. Is it just me not being able to manage my anger or my emotions? So yeah, yeah. But
When
having
you're a
yeah.
when you're a naturally dynamic person, or you're a naturally uh I guess, yeah lah, passionate person with your temper, like I am.
I don't
it's
believe. Don't
even
bluff. My
it's
fluff
even
doesn't
harder to
bluff.
differentiate. Yes, I am quite temperamental. Oh, I used to be like, now I'm just tired, so I have no time to be angry at things
Too tired to
anymore.
be angry.
Too tired to be angry. You're just like, it'll take so much effort. Never mind. But you tend to wonder if this is a feeling because of who you are, or because of the postpartum depression. Like, I felt in the earlier days when Achilles was not as communicative as he is now, basically from like 0 to maybe 4, um, when he was crying and everything, it was obviously clear he was either hungry or dirty. But it was also times when you would have to wait for the milk, because I pump, right? So you have to warm up the milk. Then you'll have to wait for the milk. So when you have to wait for the milk, and he's crying, you get very agitated, and you just like want him to keep quiet, and you feel, or I felt, a lot of anger lah. It was irrational, and I knew it was irrational, but I felt it anyway. But I didn't know if it was depression coming on, or if it was just because I was just generally not into crying babies.
You
So
were just, did you
there was
think that
also
maybe you were
that.
just being
Yeah,
impatient and stuff like that? And it's
exactly.
interesting how
Yeah,
you
and
say, why aren't you communicating? Because babies can only communicate by
that's how they
crying.
communicate. That's how they communicate.
Yep.
Exactly. Um, I I think even with a strong family support, which I have in a way, my in-laws are always here, and they're always ready to take my children if I need them to take my children.
So
My
lucky.
mother is slightly different. She will entertain my children, but she is also a form of stress, because she will come and tell us everything that we're doing wrong with the kid. Like, you're not changing his diaper fast enough. When he cries, you should immediately feed him. Why do you let him like sit on the grass? Why do you let him like put his fingers in his mouth? Why do you keep his hair long? So that's another form of stress, right? But she's also like supportive in her own way lah, I guess. Okay. So there is family support, but at the same time there's also all of this other stuff that goes on, right? And I tend to think about that in a very in-depth manner, where sometimes my husband's like, you need to not think so much about it, because it really actually doesn't matter. But to me it matters. But does it actually really matter, or is it just all these like hormones and emotions manifesting it to
Has it
matter,
sort
you
of, now
know?
that your son is 11 months old, has it sort of festered down, or are you able to sort of manage your emotions better, or because he is able to communicate better? How is it now? How is it now? I mean, I'm
I
curious.
uh I was very ready to feel the postpartum blues, because
Oh,
you're okay. Oh, because I had a very bad pregnancy.
right.
And throughout my pregnancy, I was irritable, I was very angry, I was very short tempered. more so than usual, and I was just not having it lah. I was having a bad time. Like everything hurt. I was heavy. I was like fat. I felt really fat. I felt really uncomfortable and upset. So I sort of saw indications that I might get a case of postpartum blues. But so I was supposedly ready for it. But there were times where I guess I would call them episodes lah, or moments when I would feel really really bad, but I would immediately like check myself or take a step back, and I'm like, oh, maybe this is it, and maybe this is coming. So I would do something to immediately try to feel better. So I would maybe like give the baby off to someone else to take care for a while, and then take some time to myself, or I would make plans to go out with my friends, or talk to somebody, not necessarily about the baby but about anything else but the baby, because sometimes that's all you need really.
Exactly, and
But
that's just it. You and I, well, you, especially you being a first time, well, not well, first time mom to a boy of your own, you sort of you sort of preempted yourself. Okay, this might happen, knowing that I had a shitty pregnancy, and because I had that episode with Iman, me wanting to like deliberately hurt her, my husband and I knew that we had to be mindful about my post pregnancy, my postpartum. If there's any incidents that I get a bit off, then we know how to address it. But there are moms out there who are probably in denial or don't know that it's wrong, or say that kenapa saya tak macam dia, tak apalah, tahan, but how much can you tahan? It's like a pressure cooker, you know what I mean? And one day you're just like boom, that's it. Especially if you don't have the support. You and I both have amazing husbands. Okay, have to like kudos lah, kudos lah. But then, we've got amazing husbands who are very supportive, very hands-on. Can you imagine those? Like, I get so many DMs, all these like, sadly, of a particular certain race, not to be racist or anything, but yes, a certain particular race where the husbands really don't give shit. Yes, you see, you smile, you know already, I know, but they really don't give shit. They really think that it is up to the wife to handle every single thing, including the husband's needs of melancapkan their, or I'm sorry I'm saying it over, but yes, they even like I'm since we
keeping it
can't have
real, keeping
sex,
it real.
yeah, can you at least lancap me, you know what I mean? Like so I get DMs like that, and that drives anyone bonkers. I dengar, baca pun macam, wah, ya Allah, tolong lah. So yeah, no wonder the person gets stressed or depressed.
Yeah. I think it's very common for women. I don't think women talk about postpartum depression a lot. I think women spend a lot of time. Hi.
Hi, sayang.
Women spend
Okay.
a lot of time just trying to deal with it themselves, and all these external factors are to everybody else just, oh, but she's a new mom, so obviously she's going to be a bit down. Yeah, she's a new mom, so she's obviously still trying to lose the weight or whatever. Yeah, obviously she's going to be a bit tired, kan? Yeah. And then they normalize it. They normalize the fact that you're supposed to feel shitty, but you're really not. So for me, I think my mother-in-law especially was always, even before when I was pregnant, and even before my pregnancy, she was always telling me that you just need to like relax. You just need to relax, don't be so
But how to
stressed. And
relax, Cheryl? How?
yeah, exactly. But she would say, if you ever need anything, I'm here. So that was good. And I used to feel very, I guess, aggressive about the fact that I need to be on top of everything, including my emotions. Yeah, and I would try my best to like just brush it off. So like you said, it's a pressure cooker, right? So then it would not end well. But after the pregnancy, and knowing full well that I might have all these like negative emotions or whatever, I was constantly checking myself, and I wasn't afraid to take the time that I needed, because I knew
Yeah.
that that's what everybody needed. But women don't take the time that they need most of the time, because they feel bad, they feel guilty because it's their baby. They feel like it's asking a lot. And also, I think women judge them for taking time to themselves, which is weird. You really shouldn't.
Like, why
You
can't you just
shouldn't. Like,
support us?
it's
Like, ya Allah,
yeah.
you tinggalkan
And
dia seorang. Awal-awal dia tinggalkan dia seorang. You dah pam awal-awal. Astaghfirullahaladzim.
a lot of women ask me, So who's taking care of your baby? Then when I say like, oh, the father is taking care of the baby. They're like, oh, that's so nice of him. And I was like, not
Like,
really.
that's
That's not
part
how
of
it
his
works.
job, like
So
co-parenting. Oh, your bapak dia yang babysit. I'm like,
yeah,
babysit? What the fuck? He doesn't babysit. He parents the kid.
yeah, exactly.
Babysit,
Yeah.
babysit all.
Women, so women like you and me will fight that kind of statements, but
Right.
other women will take it very personally and they'll
Yeah.
feel really bad. Yeah. So it's already ingrained like you're supposed to take care of your child. You're supposed to take care of your child.
But
You're
you know,
supposed to take
you
care of
and
your child.
I are both strong personalities. We're very, I like to think we're strong personalities, and we like to, we've got very supportive husbands and stuff. But even then, I don't know about you, but for me, I've got girlfriends who say, you know, come lah, come up, saya belanja you sekejap, 2 hours, you know, and I'm sure my husband would be more than willing to take him for a while, and he's done that before. I mean, I went out for a
Yeah.
quickie with you, a quickie with you, but that's just it. After the macam, at the back of my mind, I felt guilty, like, alah, kesian, my husband has to do, and then you know your tete will ngeng, like, it's indication that he needs his milk, right? And I'm like, ngeng, oh, is he
Yeah.
going to be okay? You know, I'm chatting with Cheryl here, having my little catch up, but this at the back of my mind, I'm like, so we need to stop that, but don't know how to stop that at the same time. Are we still overloading ourselves with, like, you know, trying to be everything at the same time? I feel mostly guilty because I feel as if I'm not as on par in my work. Like my to-do list has become longer and longer because I've not done yesterday's work or the day before that, and I'm not giving myself some credit. I'm not giving myself any, you know, leeway to go and catch up with my friends, because I'm someone that needs to meet up with my girlfriends. You know, I'm not someone that just is happy to just macam ni. I need to see the person. I need to hug the person. I'm very physical in that sense. So yeah, but at the same time, I feel guilty. Macam once I'm out there, it takes me a while. I'll plan. That once I'm going out there, like going out, like, you sure or not? Okay or not? You gonna be okay or not? Okay or not? And I'll be thinking, when I'm actually there with my friends, then
Yeah.
I feel happy, but I can't help but feel a
Yeah.
bit guilty leaving the baby or the kids
Yeah.
alone. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think we should.
So
We should.
I think I got over that before because when I became a mom the first time, it happened very instantly, and so the transition was also a bit rapid, and I was at home a lot in the first, I would say, 6 months, and it took a lot for me to start going out again. So by the time Achilles came, I was like a pro at it already. I would like, I know, plan my time and whatever, and I just do it. So I didn't feel that. Um, what do you think though is the reason for why? Like, we're lucky, we're strong personalities, and we have husbands who understand that co-parenting is co-parenting. But why do you think the Malaysian mentality is to just leave everything to the mother? And why is there no support among women? Like I feel I was really lucky also when you came along during the MCO and everything, and we were talking to each other, even though we only got to see each other like once, twice, and that was like after the MCO. But throughout the whole MCO, we were kind of like talking to each other,
Almost
and there was
every
still,
single day.
yeah, and there was a lot of support there. And I've got friends like you to talk to, and I've also got friends who are like other mothers who are in a way helpful to share experiences with, but also sometimes no, because they're having a really good time because they only have one kid. So it's a little bit different. So you're the only person that has a situation that is actually quite similar to mine, because you've got more than one kid and they're about the same age and they have sort of the same kind of needs, you
Wants
know?
and needs and demands.
Yeah, but like my other friends who are new parents, like fresh. This is their first kid. So yeah, we can talk about sleepless nights. We can talk about whether our babies are walking or crawling or eating solids, but they don't understand the kind of emotional toll it takes to split yourself to parent three different types of children
Of different age groups,
of different age
and
groups,
looking
especially,
after the household and your husband's needs at the same
and
time.
also dealing with your work that you are really passionate about, and you also don't
Correct.
want to slack on lah.
Exactly.
So yeah, so it's juggling so many things at the same time. So now imagine mothers who also have to do all of this but don't have someone to talk to, because people are telling them, you just kena buat je, you just sabar je, you just kena buat je. Lepas tu okay dah, lepas tu okay dah. It's not lepas tu okay dah, lepas tu it's not okay.
I think we need to change that mentality, that culture, to normalize that it's gonna be okay, and people just people in terms of their support system really does need to stand up, and the woman or the mother herself needs to be able to let go. I think the problem, like even for me, I feel as if I'm like, I rasa bersalah lah if I don't do it. Not so much because, for instance, the cleaning of the house, because I'm anal about how things are being done, but even then I can't let go because I feel it is my job, it is my responsibility, and I am proud to be able to do this for everyone around me. But I should be able to
You are
learn to
like
let go.
ironing at like 4, 3, 4
Yeah,
in the
because that's the
morning,
only
right?
time when no one else disturbs me.
Yeah.
But that's when I realize it's okay if my husband doesn't have iron shirts, even though it kills me to see it.
Okay, your husband is talking. It's 26 minutes already. Yeah.
Okay, 26 minutes, yes. But yes, I really feel that we don't have enough, what do you call that? Support here in Malaysia. That was my timekeeper, by the way, guys, just in case we're going to plug that in here. Because, you know, Cheryl and I, we are also very frugal. So we've got the 30-minute Zoom limit. 40. Oh, 40, yeah. 40, okay.
40.
All right. Right, so
okay.
so I think Malaysia doesn't have enough support, and I don't think we still talk about it. We have all this like in October Mental Health Awareness Month, but I don't think it's plugged in as much.
So did you know? I did
What?
not know this till
Huh.
today. That May is actually postpartum depression awareness month.
No way. I thought there is. See, I didn't know that. I thought October only
I
mental
didn't know
awareness.
I found that out in an article dated 3 years ago, where they spoke to women who suffered postpartum depression.
Damn,
So,
girl.
there you go. But it did not offer any resources for Malaysians to reach out. So there is, at the moment, no specific resource for women to go to speak to anybody about postpartum depression. Unless you can afford private therapy, or if you want to go to a government hospital for therapy, which is still not specific to postpartum depression, there is really no like out there resource for you to talk to.
You know, the
And
closest that I found was Befrienders, which is basically a line for those who feel suicidal. And
Yeah.
that's not even close to
No,
helping
sometimes.
postpartum moms out there specifically. You know what I mean? So that's
So if
something that
you're-
we need to think about. Yeah.
Definitely. So if you're a postpartum mother, this is our swapping notes PSA to you.
Yep.
Please reach out to your friends, to your people, to whoever. I would like to say reach out to us, but that might be fruitless because clearly we've got a lot on our plate already. Hi. Let's say
Hi,
Auntie
sayang.
Daphne.
And I think for those who are being reached out, at the end of the day, sometimes we just want to be listened. We don't want your advice. I mean, mothers who are unloading to another person, for instance. We just want you to listen. We don't need your unsolicited advice, and just be there for us. So that can be
Yeah.
for someone who is on the receiving end, right?
Yeah. We just need to be heard, really.
That's
And
such a
sometimes-
woman thing, lah.
What? Sorry, this is swapping notes with the
You
feature.
obviously do not know my husband, Joe. He always needs to be heard. Okay? So yeah, it's not just a woman thing at all. Anyway, so if you've been through or have experienced postpartum emotions, positive, negative, whatever, please share them with us at Daphne Iking and at Shell Ibustaman on Instagram. For more episodes of Swapping Notes to come, you want to tell us what to talk about or whatever, please subscribe to Daphne's YouTube channel and also like Daphne Iking's Facebook page.
That's right.
Eh,
Well, there you go.
Still got half an hour. Relax lah.
Huh?
Still got half an hour.
No lah, we want to edit it short and sweet.
Oh,
lah.
I see. Okay.
Well, that's all for us for now. Episode 2 is done. Let's give ourselves a big round of applause because, you know, small wins. We must celebrate small wins. Yay! We will be back with more. Okay, got soundtrack there for you. Can hear or not? Nah, soundtrack. Awesome. We will be back with more episodes as mentioned by Cheryl. If you have any feedback, please log on and give us your feedback over our Instagram or social media pages, and we'll be more than happy to reply then. In the meantime, this is Daphne Iking.
And this is Shell Ibusawan.
And we are signing off. Bye.
Bye. Yeah, okay, now you can.